Hey there, hi there, ho there. So tonight we're doing a little cooking, we're not baking. Making some chili. So I'm gonna come talk to you guys about World Baseball Classic and the difference between World Baseball Classic, Olympics, and the comments that Bryce Harper has made about the wanting to be able to play in the Olympics. So I don't make it a secret that I'm not a huge Bryce Harper fan. One of the reasons I'm not a Bryce Harper fan is I feel like he's all about himself. And I don't think that he thinks about the team. This is actually a really good example of what I'm talking about. So let's start with difference between World Baseball Classic and Olympics. World Baseball Classic, you have to have ancestry from that country. You don't have to be a citizen of that country to play. That is why Aaron Nola, for example, from the Phillies, can play for Team Italy, because he has ancestry in Italy, but he doesn't necessarily have citizenship. In order to play on the Olympic team, you have to have citizenship in that country in order to play for that country. So countries like United States, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, Japan, maybe Mexico, Cuba. There could be another one and I'm forgetting it, but those countries would have large numbers of players that would want to play. The other thing is, it's going to be a tougher battle to get on that team versus getting on the World Baseball Classic team, because there's going to be less players eligible. Also, less players would be needed because some of these teams actually have already a team. So like Team Italy has a team. So that's the difference between World Baseball Classic and Olympics. To take a 2-week break for a small minority of players to go play for the Olympics, to me, is a bit ridiculous. I think that if Bryce Harper or anyone else wants to play for their home country, I don't think that they should be stopped. I think that they should be allowed to do it. I think that there should be a penalty for doing it because you're giving up on your team. You are signed up to play for your MLB team. And as much as it would be great to represent your country, you are leaving your team for 2 weeks in the middle of the season. So I think that they should have to pay some sort of penalty. I don't think the entire MLB should take a 2-week break, considering the small percentage of players that would be eligible to play. Unfortunately, you have a lot of the players from Dominican, Venezuela, some of the countries in Central and South America that would be eligible to play and probably would want to play for their countries that you will lose during that time. I think that teams should be allowed to make moves, bring people up from the minors, do what they need to do to cover those roster spots. But if you're the star player, you need to decide where your priority is. Is it with your team or is it with your desires and wants and goals? And I get it. They want to play in the Olympics. I understand. But you made a commitment to play on this baseball team for X number of years with X contract. And if he wants to go play, cool. But then Bryce Harper shouldn't come back and play and start because he misses 2 weeks of play. World Baseball Classic is at a point in the season, it's spring training. So teams are still trying to suss out who is going to play, who's going to do what, who's going to be where and when and how and all that stuff. I don't think it makes sense to have teams take 2 weeks off for the Olympics for a small minority of players to go play in the Olympics. Let me know your thoughts and continue to follow along for baseball, Toronto Blue Jays, Phillies, and sourdough, and maybe some cooking content.